Hey guys, 343 just confirmed for us that Halo Infinite's first drop pod update will be arriving next week. This definitely caught me off guard because I wasn't expecting to hear any news on this drop pod until next week or even the week after that. But today I want to highlight the most important things coming with this first drop pod update. And 343 have said that this first drop pod will focus on bug fixes, vehicle adjustments in the sandbox, and more features for ranked. These drop pods will vary in scope and size as we go. And we know for a fact after what Joseph Staten said recently that some of these will contain content. And as soon as it's ready, 343 will release it out into the game. But with that said, this drop pod still has some pretty good stuff. So the first thing is an update to the UI and menu, and this will result in a much faster loading time. And that goes for the battle pass, challenges, shop pages, and players should experience far less load times, which is a really good thing. They've also changed the loading screen to feature the Season 2 Lone Wolf's key art. And this is a very tiny change, but this is something a lot of us players have been asking for. So as small as that is, I'm just happy to see it change. The next big change is coming to the durability of the vehicles. The Banshee, Mongoose, Wasp, as well as the medium vehicles like the Warthog, Chopper, Ghost, and Shade Turret have been slightly increased to foster better vehicle play. Now this is a great change across the board. I'm sure you guys have seen it in the past and experienced it when you're using Halo Infinite's vehicles, but a lot of them feel like they're built out of paper, especially Halo Infinite's Banshee. So I'm very happy to hear that its health is going up as well as all the other vehicles. They've also changed the way the Scorpion feels to use. So the Scorpion tank's controls have been adjusted and should feel more intuitive. 343 have also fixed a bug where players could mark or ping opponents through walls, and that was a really interesting issue because it could actually expose where the enemy team were, but of course that was not what 343 intended to do with the ping system. There are some performance and stability improvements. So Xbox One stability has been improved to reduce instances of players not entering matchmaking games, and then all changes to target frame rate in the settings tab are now reflected in game for Xbox Series X and S users. And then finally, they're improving the ranked experience. So the first big change is that new accounts will need to complete 25 matches in social playlists before they can jump into ranked. That's to give the system enough time to detect cheaters before they jump into ranked, and to be honest, that makes a ton of sense to me. The second improvement coming to ranked is meant to help reduce the frequency of under or over performers in ranked matches. With this update, ranked matchmaking will require 5 team members to be within a certain range of each other's competitive skill ranking, and again, that's another good change. If you guys are curious to see how the CSR range works now, make sure you head over to this post on Halo Waypoint to give it a read yourself. But to put it simply, they're trying to make the ranked experience tighter, so you're always going to be teamed up and versing players of a similar skill, and that's the way it should always be. So those are all the improvements coming in the drop pod next week. Now obviously it's a lot smaller than I was expecting because I was hoping to see at least 1 or 2 new modes, but I think for the next drop pod in July we'll see doubles as well as hopefully VIP, because remember, content will be arriving with these drop pod updates, and these updates will vary in scope and size. So if I'm honest, I expect the July drop pod to be a lot bigger in size, but with that said, there are some positive changes here that I'm quite excited about for next week. I'll end it there guys. If you've enjoyed the video, please do drop me a sub, I'd really appreciate it, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.